So in today's video, we're going to learn a bit more about all the major scales and how they're constructed and how you can construct a major scale in any key. Okay, so C major has the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. So what we want to do now is we want to give each of those notes a number. So C will be 1, D will be 2, E will be 3, and so on. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's a very common way of calling the different notes in a scale. So we would call C the 1, we would call F the 4, G the 5, and so on. So these are the numbers for all the notes in the C major scale. Now, if we look at how the C major scale is constructed, we notice that between E and F, we have a half step. And we also have a half step between B and C. So EF and BC. Let's write the half steps in yellow like this. So half step and half step. Now let's just check the others. So between C and D, that's a whole step. D and E is a whole step. Now we're back to our half step between E and F. Now we have FG, whole step, GA, whole step, AB, whole step, and we got our half step at the end. So the only thing we need to remember here is the half steps. If we remember, there's a half step between 3 and 4 in a major key and between 7 and 8, then we can construct any major scale in any key. So we can use this idea to make other scales. So if we want to make, for instance, an F scale. So first thing I want to do is I just want to write the alphabet starting on F. So F, G, A is the first letter of the alphabet. So after that, B, C, D, E, and F. So that's my F major scale. So now some of those notes are going to have to change so that we can have this relationship right here. So between 3 and 4 and 7 and 8, we need the half steps. So let's write the numbers once more. So we got F is the 1, G is 2, A is 3, and so on. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So between 3 and 4 and 7 and 8, we have the half steps. So since it's not a half step between 1 and 2, therefore it will be a whole step. So FG, that's a whole step. Good. GA, that's the whole step too. So now we got our 3 and 4 here. So 3 and 4, A to B. So now that's our first problem. So A to B is a whole step. So we need to make that smaller. And how do we do that? We just make that B flat. So B flat here. And now let's check B flat to C. Okay, that's a whole step. That's what it's supposed to be. C to D, that's a whole step. D to E, whole step as well. Very good. And finally, our half step from E to F. Good. So that's the key of F major, or the F major scale. I'll just play it once. So F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, and F. Let's try and do the key of B flat this time. So we're going to start on B flat. After that, we have some kind of C, some kind of D, some kind of E, some kind of F, G, A, and B flat. So the only one we know that's altered is the B flat. That altered means having a flat or a sharp. Good. So our numbers. So B flat is the 1, C is the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So where's our half steps? between 3 and 4, and also between 7 and 8. So now we know our half steps. We know that everything else has to be a whole step. So let's look again between B flat and C. Okay, B flat, C. Okay, that's a whole step. That's very good. Okay, C to D. That's a whole step as well. Very good. Now D to E should be a half step, but it's not. It's a whole step. So we need to make that E flat. So we get the half step here between 3 and 4. 3 and 4. So now E flat to F. That's good. That's a whole step. F to G, whole step as well. Very good. G to A, whole step. And now we're back on A to B flat, which is our final half step, which is already there. So compared to the C major scale, we have 2 flats in the key of B flat, which is B flat and E flat. All right, let's do some more scales. So now let's do, we did G before, so we're gonna do the key of D. So alphabet from D, again, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and D. So good. Numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Where's our half steps? Between 3 and 4, 7 and 8. And that's just something you need to remember. Remember your half steps, and everything else is a whole step. Good, let's check it. So between D and E. That's a whole step, that's good. Between E and F. Now we have a half step, which is not good. So we need to make the F sharp. Or in other words, we need to raise that F. Now between F sharp and G, we should have a half step. And we do have a half step. So now between G and A, that's a whole step. A, B, whole step. B, C is a half step, but it should be a whole step. So that means we should raise the C. That makes it a C sharp. And now we finish with a half step, C sharp to D. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Okay, so just one last scale here. Let's do the key of A major. So we have A, B, C, D, and this is literally the alphabet here. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So where's our half steps? 3 and 4. 7 and 8. Where's our whole steps? Everything else but 3 and 4 and 7 and 8. Okay, let's check. From A to B, whole step, perfect. B to C. Okay, now we have a problem again, which means we need to raise the C by a half step. That makes it C sharp. So C sharp to D now. That's a half step, that's good. Okay, D to E. That's a whole step, that's good too. Now E to F. That should be a whole step. So we need to raise that F to F sharp. Here, so that would be an F sharp. Okay, F sharp to G. Okay, that's a half step and it should be a whole step. So we need a G sharp in there. So F sharp to G sharp. And again, we finish with a half step. So just a G sharp to the A.